This is the Overdue Homework Podcast.
Welcome to the show. That's Trav. I'm Drew.
And I'm Trav.
This is the Overdue Homework Podcast. And as always, we are here to give you our opinions on 80s and 90s media. Please contact us, pretty please contact us at podcast at overduehomework.com. Trav, how are you doing?
Pretty good, Drew.
That's awesome. More importantly, I guess, what have you been playing lately?
What have I been playing lately? I've been playing Slay the Spire.
Nice.
Got re-addicted to that, and now I'm like burnt out again because I can't beat the damn heart. I don't know if you've played it enough to get to the end where you got to play the heart.
Yep.
Can't beat it.
Can you actually defeat the heart?
Yes.
You can actually defeat it.
So once you beat it once and then you go through, you've got to collect the 3 little relic things so that when you beat the third act, then you do the like generated beat the heart.
Interesting.
But then you actually go fight a new boss and then the heart, and it's super hard.
I was wondering what actually, I never looked it up, which was collecting the ruby, sapphire, and I don't remember what the green one's called, but what that is. But I always end up in a situation with that game where I'll get to a point where I'll go to one of the question marks, and it'll be like, get this rare relic, but you no longer have the sapphire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have the sapphire currently.
Right.
So does that mean I can't obtain it anymore?
It means the next time you get to a chest, you'll have the same option to either pick the relic from that one or take the sapphire.
Okay. So it doesn't eliminate. So if you choose the relic and no longer have the sapphire,
you'll get it on Act 2 or Act 3.
Okay. Then. So I was wondering because I never run across. After I would choose it, I would never run across the sapphire again. I'm like, am I like opting myself out of getting that sapphire?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll get at least 3 shots at it.
Okay.
Act 1, 2, and 3, and then if you find another chest like that, you'll get the same option. So it's debating, like, is this relic awesome enough to not take it right away?
Which fighter or which character do you choose the most?
Ironclad.
Yeah.
But I used to use the silent more, I think.
Yes.
That's the one with the poison?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Yes.
But now, after not playing forever, I'm just more familiar with Ironclad.
Well, the Ironclad, too, you can check your brain out, and it's really simple to think about, like, I'm just doing these attacks. I have to set it up a little. With the poison, you got to, like, really kind of think ahead. And then same thing with the plasma one. You got to really think ahead with which of the plasmid, which of the balls or whatever is going to come through.
And it's always one of two things. Either I build up a deck that's perfect, dominate all these bosses, then I get to the heart, get my ass kicked.
Yeah.
Or I get way too cocky because I'm doing so well, and I'm like, 4 elites down this path? Sure. And then on the second one, I've got like 11 health and I die, and I'm like, wow. So,
I've been there. That makes me want to play that game again. It's been a while.
What have you been playing, Drew, and how are you doing?
Oh, well, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. It's summertime, and I love summertime. We just had a whole bunch of family over for Memorial Day, so that was really fun.
Nice.
It was had the sibs over, so no parents, just the siblings. So that was really fun to let loose with the siblings and the kids and all that stuff and have fun outside.
Stay out of here, Tom and Roberta.
That's what it was. This is siblings only. So that was a lot of fun. I'm doing really good. And because of the Fallout TV series, I've been absorbed and losing myself within Fallout. Literally losing myself on the map, just going out and finding stuff, and also losing large tracts of time. Because all of a sudden 3 hours has gone by, and I'm like, oh, all right, there goes my day off. So that's all right. It's been lots and lots of fun. The interesting thing with Fallout 4 is I played it in 2017 when it came out. I probably put 150, 200 hours into it at that time, and then put it away because I was done with it. I had finished the main story quest. I kind of lost interest in doing the same old thing, where you're just constantly hunting for things, finding relics, getting overweight, and finding a way to ditch. Do I want to ditch this? Do I want to ditch that? I got to fast travel back, and I got to get rid of all this stuff. I got to build some settlements and all this. I kind of got bored with that, and but now I'm back into it, and I'll go into buildings and stuff where I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember this building. Oh, yeah, this is over there. This is over there. This is over there. And I'm like, weird. How do I remember this? This is almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, seriously.
Man, but, Todd Howard, the producer of the Fallout games and, like, the bigwig at Bethesda, he was asked recently when Fallout 5 is going to come out. And he's like, well, Elden Ring, right? That's that's going to come out first. And he's like, hopefully that'll be by 2029. which is ridiculous considering didn't they have like a video on it in 2019 at E3 or something like that?
Well, Elden Ring is out already.
So
but
not
it's just
Elden
like-
Ring, not Elden Ring, the other one that Bethesda does.
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls,
There
the
it
next
is.
Elder Scrolls.
So yeah, Skyrim has been out since PS3.
Right.
so-
And then they had a video of the new Skyrim like in 2019 or something, 2020, 2019 or something
Sure.
like that. And so he's like, that's going to be out in like 2029. So I'm thinking Fallout 5 is 2035 to 2041.
What?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
And I'm like, I don't want to wait that long,
Yeah,
buddy.
that's crazy.
That's too long. That's just too long. But yes, Fallout 4, I've just been completely reabsorbed into that game and loving every minute of it.
Nice.
I need to turn the radio off on the Pip-Boy, though, because I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, whacking it and smacking it and jacking it, yeah. Just those songs, they just get stuck in your head, that is for sure. So much so that I was like, Kristen, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to go to the Fallout 4 playlist, and I'm going to listen to these songs to try to get them out of my head. So we listened to them at dinner last night, which was entertaining, to say the least.
Kristen's like, all right, this is enough.
You know, she's like, this is my life now, huh? And I'm like, yes, this is your life now. I'm sorry. I'll get over it eventually. I don't know if I have like OCD or ADHD, but when I get like absorbed into something like Fallout, it's all I can think of. It's all I can think of. Wake up, it's that. Go to bed, it's that. At work, it's that. It's just like Fallout, 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 Fallout. Get to that series, everybody, because it's magnificent. Magnificent. All right, with all that out of the way, I used a couple of articles in production of the podcast today. One was from ScreenRant.com, and that was by the ever wonderful Jake D. Thank you, Jake, for all of the content that you've provided for our podcast. You're a prolific writer, and I love all your articles. And 80skids.com, and if you're a constant listener to our show, you know that those articles don't get credited to anybody because I'm pretty sure they're generated by AI. So
Boom.
there you go. Our homework review today is Weird Science from 1985. It had some strange titles in different countries, if you can believe it. In Japan, it was called Electric Venus.
All right.
Yeah. Germany, Cool Magic with Lisa. Cool Magic with Lisa.
That makes a little more sense to me than Weird Science.
Denmark was Touch Me, I'm Yours.
Alrighty.
Finland and Sweden, Dream Woman. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes
that
a little
works.
sense. Of course, Weird Science was directed by John Hughes, written by John Hughes, and he was based on Made of the Future by Al Fieldstein, which was a set of comics from the 1930s. So that's what it's based on, if anybody was wondering.
Nice.
Produced by Joe Silver. Joe Silver went on to make Predator, Lethal Weapon 1 and 2, Die Hard, Commando, Roadhouse, The Last Boy Scout, Demolition Man, and The Matrix.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy.
Some bangers.
Giving Jerry Bruckheimer a run for his money, if I do
Holy
say so
cow.
myself. Starring Anthony Michael Hall as Gary Wallace. Hughes wrote National Lampoon's Vacation, which starred Anthony Michael Hall as Rusty Griswold. Hall was cast in several Hughes movies after that, beginning with 16 Candles, and obviously Breakfast Club as well.
Obviously.
Hall opted out of reprising his role as Rusty Griswold in European Vacation to star in Weird Science instead.
Nice.
So that's why if you're a Vacation fan, that's kind of why the trend has been set that the kids are never the same in any of the movies.
Okay.
So it's Elin Michael Smith as Wyatt Donnelly. Elin Michael Smith retired from acting, becoming a professor of medieval studies.
Nice. That's awesome and random at the same time.
Very random. He's got a couple other like cameo roles in a few other programs, like as recent as the Goldsteins.
Okay.
Is that the name of that show?
I think so.
Goldfelds, Goldsteins, something like that.
Goldstein?
Goldbergs?
Goldbergs.
Goldbergs,
That's
yeah.
it.
So he was in a few episodes of Goldbergs, is the most recent. Kelly LeBrock as Lisa, Bill Paxton as Chet Donnelly, Robert Downey Jr. as Ian, Robert Russler as Max, Suzanne Snyder as Deb, Judy Arneson as Hilly, Vernon Wells as Lord General, Jennifer Balgobbin as Biker Girl, Jeff Jensen as Metalface, and Michael Berryman as Mutant Biker. You recognized him, correct, when you saw him?
Yes.
How could you not, right?
How could you not?
How could you
I
not?
looked up to see what he's in. I'm like, holy crap, have I
Everything.
seen him in a lot of things,
Yes.
including Double Dragon.
Double Dragons. It was released August 2nd, 1985 in the United States. It had a budget of $7.5 million. It had a box office of $38.9 million, which translates to $114.4 million in 2024. It was rated PG-13, making it one of the earliest films to get that rating after it was introduced in August of 1984 with the movie Red Dawn.
Nice.
There you go. If you ever wondered what the first PG-13 movie was, it's Red Dawn. That's got the Sways in it.
Nice.
So we should probably go to that one. It's got the Sways in it. It's got Charlie Sheen in it. It's got, who else is in it? It's got a couple other people in it, too. We should do Red Dawn sometime.
Something I keep seeing on my Facebook pop up is I watch The Outsiders for the plot, but it's like Rob Lowe with his shirt off and the Sways again and stuff. I'm like, all right, we might have to get to that.
We should. It's a really good movie. We watched that in school when I was in high school.
Oh, really?
We read the book in high school, and then we watched the movie. Stay gold, Pony Boy. Stay gold. Ralph Macchio's in it, too.
That's what that's from?
Yeah,
Stay Gold, Pony Boy?
That's what that's from.
I think of it from Step Brothers
Nope,
when she puts her leg up on the urinal. Stay Gold and Pony Boy after she bangs him.
Outsiders.
That's hilarious.
Trav, are you ready to get to the breakdown?
Let's bring it on.
We can do that. Our movie opens up with Gary and Wyatt being total creeps.
Total creep.
Kind of sets the tone for the movie.
It does. It does.
Ogling some gymnastic ladies, fantasizing about showering with the girls. That's a theme in this movie. Going out and hitting the town. They're going to hit some restaurants, go to the nightclubs. And they point out two girls in particular. The camera kind of zooms in on them. We'll be meeting them again later. But just as they are in the depths of their fantasy, Wyatt reminds Gary that they are complete losers and have zero friends. Add insult to injury, a couple of the cool kids, Ian and Max, pants them.
Yeah. Hey, check us out.
Pure embarrassment. Pure embarrassment.
And I think we have some troubled teens.
I would say so. Troubled teens.
on the screen at this point. And also, did you ever fantasize about showering with a girl when you were younger?
No. I mean, if it happened, I don't think I would have turned my nose up at it. But
Right, I wouldn't have turned it down. But in my fantasy, I wouldn't have been wearing clothes.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Definitely
I just
not.
thought, well, what would we do? Shower with
Nah,
them. I
nah.
thought that was the weirdest line of all, but sure, you know.
It's before the internet era,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And it turns out all the girls in the gymnasium think they are creeps, which they are.
I mean, they're watching from the shadows with their pants off.
Who has the time in high school to have done that, period? Are they skipping class?
Yeah.
Are they not going to the next class?
Yeah, and we don't have co-ed gym? Like
They didn't, apparently.
Yeah, they got done with boys' gym, and now they're watching the girls' gymnastics. Okay.
Well, with that out of the way, we get to hit the opening credits and some great 80s-ness.
Oh, yeah.
I love that song.
It's amazing.
The lightning forming the names is iconic in my mind. I absolutely love the look of it. Was the song more popular than the movie?
I don't know.
The
song's awesome.
The song is awesome. I seem to hear the song on 80s and 90s radio that I will listen to occasionally. So, I mean, it seems to be somewhat not prevalent, not lucrative, seems to be somewhat in the zeitgeist, I guess, still of America. Hughes wrote the screenplay for Weird Science in just 2 days. He did the same thing with Home Alone.
Nice.
That seems to be a Hughesian thing. 2 days. I got 2 days to write a movie. That's it.
To be fair, it's a very simple movie.
Very simple
like
movie.
Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Like, there's not very many scenes, like not many scene changes, and there isn't a lot going on. But I love it.
I do love it too. To talk a little bit more about that song, Hughes phoned up Oingo Boingo.
Oingo Boingo.
That's the name of the band. They've got a couple other great hits. Oingo Boingo's frontman was Danny Elfman.
Have we heard of him before?
Hughes was driving in the car and asked him to write the theme song for the film. So thank you, John Hughes, for creating a juggernaut of movie music.
Yeah.
Because he's probably like, Elfman was probably like, wait a second, you're going to pay me how much? I don't have to tour? I just have to write some songs for a movie?
Right.
Done.
Done and done.
Done. During filming, Hughes was actually very, very unhappy.
With the song?
With the movie, period.
Oh,
He was
okay.
just unhappy during the filming of the movie.
Sure.
He only agreed to direct it direct Weird Science if Universal let him direct Breakfast Club.
Nice.
So he's like, I really want to make this poignant, iconic 80s teen drama, Breakfast Club, but I got to make this thing first, I guess.
Yes.
Back with Gary and Wyatt at Wyatt's home. His parents have gone to Cincinnati so they can meet his sisters. They can meet Wyatt's sister's potential husband. You think they maybe would have met him before? Well, whatever. That's why they're in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Chet's in charge because they do not trust Wyatt one bit. And Gary is destroying that bathroom.
Destroying it.
Don't make a mess in there. The maid doesn't come until Monday. Wyatt is rich.
Yes, he is.
Like
Yes, he
really,
is.
really rich. We also learn that Chet is a complete douche.
Possibly the biggest douche on screen.
Yes, easily.
Of any screen.
of
any movie.
screen ever. Gary leaves the bathroom and joins Wyatt watching Frankenstein, and bam, Gary gets the idea to make a girl.
Actually make a girl. Just like Frankenstein. Only cuter.
Gary Wallace, that's sick. I'm not digging up a dead girl.
Gary isn't talking about necrophilia. Gary is talking about Wyatt's system.
His computer. Does anybody refer to computers as a system? I'm talking about your system over there.
Your system.
Your system.
The only thing I've ever heard system for is sound system in the car.
But it's only two-dimensional. It's not flesh and blood. I know, but we can ask it questions.
Real sick, demented stuff. You'd love it.
Well, what about your girl in Canada?
She lives in Canada. This girl has no morals. I don't want that kind of girl. It's rough having those kinds of relationships. Anyway, get to work.
They get to work. The boob gag in this is kind of funny. It is kind of the best in this whole thing.
Definitely. Anything bigger than a handful and you're risking a sprained tongue.
Thanks, Gary. They give her a brain, but they have run into a dead end of sorts. They've kind of run out of information to feed the computer. That's all they can do with Wyatt's setup with his system. They need more power. Someone call, what's his name? God damn it, it would have been funnier if I would have thought of his name right off the fly. Tim Allen. They need more power. So they hit the internet of sorts a little bit. Put that phone right on that little whatever you want to call it. I can't think of any words today, Trav. Man. So they hit the internet of sorts, scaring the shit out of some government dude that's tasked with sitting in a server room.
Right.
A really, really old server room.
Yeah.
He attempts to thwart Wyatt by going over to an even more ancient-looking computer and just click, 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 click. He's trying. No, he's got no monitor, so it's a teletype. So it's got no monitor. Okay, whatever. He's doing some stuff, clicking some keys, and we get some very awesome 80s computer-generated graphics. If you were sitting in a theater and you saw this like hacking sequence, would it have blown your mind in 1985?
Maybe.
All that like computer generated imagery that was probably very cutting edge at the time.
Definitely reminiscent of Jurassic Park when she's hacking the computers and it's the most basic thing. I'm a hacker.
I really do love the way that these movies make computer hacking look. It just it harkens back to a time in 80s and 90s media where nobody knew what they were talking about with hacking, and they're just like, let's make it look like this, and then every movie after that made it look the same.
Let's make it look like every kid can easily hack computers. Keep your kids off the computers.
You always have hallways, you always have doors, you always have skulls and crossbows.
Like it's a video game.
And then you got to throw in the floating E = MC squared.
Definitely.
You know? Science. With the computer power of the government, things start to get crazy. They make it in now, and they're going to feed the computer every bit of information they can get their hands on. Gary wants this girl to live, to breathe. So they bust out the Playboys and start scanning.
Hell yeah.
Do you love how they're so laid out so nicely?
Yeah.
Gonna lay out my pornography. And the pictures of Bach, Einstein, Houdini, and David Lee Roth.
Alrighty.
Dave TV, David Lee Roth. That bit right there with David Lee Roth aged very poorly. It just really a lot of things date this movie.
True.
But David Lee Roth and Dave TV really dates this movie big time.
Yeah.
The computer takes over and starts working by itself. So the next logical step is to hook up a doll to So the next logical step is to hook up a doll to some electrodes stacked on the board game Life.
Yep.
I never noticed that it was on the board game Life until we did our homework.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
that's
right.
pretty funny. Don't forget the bras on the head. Don't forget the bras on the
Yep,
head. That's
that's-
very crucial.
It's vital.
Very
It's crucial.
Crucial to creating a human life
Yep.
from a computer. I don't know how any of this works.
No, no.
They flip the switch and things really get crazy. A red, ominous cloud rolls in, and they can't stop that computer. Shit's flying everywhere, and bam, it stops. The boys notice something isn't quite right with that bathroom door. It's bulging like a bubble that's going to pop. A great effect.
Yes.
It
yeah.
looked really cool. I was like, that's a really cool effect. That's your VFX budget right there, getting blown on one thing. They take cover and it explodes. And introducing the girl of their dreams, Kelly LeBrock is hot for all ages.
I mean, she is a smoke show.
Hot for all ages.
All ages.
All ages. My wife brought up the fact that she kind of looks like Halsey. Well, Halsey looks like her. And I'm like, yeah, she does look like her. Halsey looks like Kelly LeBrock.
Right. She's got that 80s hair rocking, and I love every part.
I know you're a listener, Halsey, so I think, I hope that favored you. Kelly LeBrock initially turned down the role of Lisa. She wanted to spend her time on the beaches of France.
Okay.
She's like,
sure.
I'm
why
too
not?
too busy laying on a beach. I do not want to do your movie, John Hughes.
Yeah.
Before she finally accepted the role, Demi Moore, Robin Wright, they both auditioned for the part. And an actress named Kelly Emberg was cast as Lisa, but she was replaced after a couple of days of filming because she couldn't act.
Oh, all right. Nice.
She didn't get what they were trying to go for in the movie. And
Right.
like, you're fired. Sorry. And one of the more iconic lines from Lisa in the whole movie, so what would you little maniacs like to do first? And they decided shower.
Shower time.
Shower time. She reaffirms in the shower that they created her and she came from nowhere. They were wearing their clothing in the shower like we talked about. That's okay.
Sure. I guess.
And Lisa leaves them, the yet-to-be named Lisa, leaves them with, you guys really need to loosen up. I'm your sex slave.
Yeah.
Problematic.
Very problematic.
Very. So we're back in Wyatt's room, and they get dressed. Still looking pretty nerdy in that red blazer, especially for Gary.
Sucking down the juice box.
Sucking down
And
the
then
juice
I noticed
box.
this last time when he sucks that thing down, there's 3 more empty ones
I
right there.
didn't
Like
notice
he's just
that.
getting messed up with the juice.
They leave the room to meet up with their newly created woman, and their suits magically change into cool clothing. For the time, at least. They can't believe it.
Whose stuff is this? Oh my God.
He really was overacting in that sequence. He's like so, oh my God. Like, just chill out a little bit, Anthony Michael Hall, please.
He definitely does a little more overacting in the bar scene.
Oh boy, we'll get to that. Problematic.
The 3 of them leave in her pink Cadillac. Did you steal this car?
No, I didn't steal it. I can have anything I want. And right now, I want to party. And you better think up you better think up a name for me too.
Lisa?
Why Lisa?
Gary used to like a girl named Lisa, but she kicked him in the nuts. He was named the character after the Apple Lisa computer that was popular at the time. Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
I don't know why you would choose. They should have named her Compaq or IBM.
Compaq. Oh my. They speed off to a bar to party. Lisa? I don't think we belong here. But it's more like, Lisa? I don't think we belong here.
They don't.
They really don't. So they need to get out there and mingle. They got their fake IDs, and Wyatt goes and sits on some dude's lap in the bathroom.
That was very weird, wasn't it?
Very weird.
They never mention it.
Nope.
We never see anything happen from it. He just does that.
He just sits on. You see the extra pair of shoes and smash cut.
Smash cut.
And Gary asks a bunch of old guys if they get along with their parents. I thought that was pretty funny. Like,
Yes.
So you guys get along with your parents? I suppose you're probably moved out by now. They pour Gary a drink.
Drink it.
Lisa gets questioned by the janitor from the Breakfast Club.
Isn't
Yes,
that weird?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
that they're and
he was must like him.
yes. What's a beautiful girl like you doing with a malacca like this?
It's purely sexual.
No shit.
She's in the Malaccas, Dino.
Everybody's laughing. They love that. Gary wins over the table, flash to bar close, and they are all drunk as shit.
Yes, they are.
And Anthony Michael Hall has a scene that is very problematic. Racist impersonations, talking about big titty 13-year-olds. And anyway, he tells the story of when Lisa kicked him in the nuts, and then he passes out. So party's over.
The party's over. That scene is really problematic with that impersonation. It's tough.
It's rough because I like him so much, and obviously it wasn't his idea to do this.
No,
but it's rough.
it's tough.
It's definitely tough.
It's just so racist.
Very racist, and yeah, you watch it a second time, it's no less racist.
Nope.
You know, it's about the same.
It makes you be like, "Ugh."
Like, this was just a thing. Okay.
Okay.
They leave in the Cadillac, and Wyatt is driving. He shouldn't be.
Nope.
Because he doesn't even have his learner's permit, but all right. And that horrendous impression continues from Gary.
They just keep on going with it.
Too long.
It's way too long.
It's one thing to do it in the bar, but it just doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
The car, and then when they get back to Wyatt's, it's like...
Too much.
John,
Too much.
Like, John, what are you thinking?
Come on.
Lisa wants to know what Wyatt is going to tell Chet. He has no plans of telling Chet, and Lisa thinks that is a bad idea.
Chet is one serious idiot.
We meet Chet at home, and he is one serious idiot. Extorting his brother.
$175. It's oddly specific, isn't it? Why?
Oddly specific. I kind of like that it's still a decent amount of money now.
Yeah,
like,
it is. Yeah.
I mean, they're rich, so to them it's not. Or
Yeah.
to Wyatt it isn't, but I mean, $175 is a lot to me.
It's a lot to me still. In 1985, it was probably a lot more.
A lot more. He's going to tell his parents everything, even go as far as making stuff up. You're stewed, buttwad. What are big brothers for? Clank. Smacks his head on the wood. Funny bit with Chet trying to make Gary barf. He pukes, you die.
He pukes, you die.
He pukes, you die. Gary almost spills the beans about Lisa, but Chet knows that they couldn't get laid in a morgue.
That's a terrible, terrible joke.
That's a very bad joke. And also, Chet is in a lot of movies.
Yeah, Bill Paxton, he's in tons and
like,
tons
holy
of stuff.
crap. I'm like, I got to know him from something.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a lot.
A lot.
He's in True Lies.
True
which
Lies,
eventually we'll get to.
Twister, Alien. He's in tons and tons.
Like bad movies
Yeah.
like Club Dread, Vertical Limit.
R.I.P.
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 R.I.P. Yo. With Gary in bed, Wyatt meets Lisa on his veranda.
That's how rich they are. He has a veranda.
He has a
in his
veranda.
home.
How rich are his parents?
That's how rich they are.
Wow, this scene is almost too much. He is 15 in the movie, and I feel uncomfortable.
I also feel uncomfortable during this scene.
Yes.
It's a little bit too much.
The only thing we get out of it is Lisa is trying to get Wyatt to loosen up by sleeping with a child. And don't forget the naked gymnastics.
So Elin Michael Smith got carried away in this scene while he was kissing Kelly LeBrock. At just 14, so his actual age is 14. So he's 15 in the movie, 14 at the time of shooting. Elin Michael Smith wound up sticking his tongue in LeBrock's mouth. That's you got a little bit carried away, don't you think?
Yeah.
LeBrock, 24 at the time. That's an age difference. I
yeah.
can't believe she felt comfortable kissing a 14-year-old like that.
Yeah. Maybe she should have stayed on the beaches in France.
Maybe. She was taken aback by this, causing her to warn him, if you ever do that again, I'm going to kick you in your ass. So
Nice.
don't French kiss me, please.
That's crazy. So she knew what she was getting into, but he tried to slip her the tongue.
Slip her the tongue. He's a horny 14-year-old.
Horny 14-year-old.
Yeah,
but
she's hot.
mean, what are they thinking putting him in this predicament? I mean, I would want to do that if I was 14.
Right. I understand if you're writing this movie that he's supposed to be 15, and let's say he's actually 19. The actor's actually 19.
Yeah.
Great. Go
Sure.
for it.
Right.
But he's actually 14.
He's actually 14, and she's actually 24.
Yikes.
Ooh.
That's a big age difference that's a big age difference.
That's a big age difference. The next day, Gary and Wyatt wake up. Was it a dream? That would mean that they both had the same dream, minus Gary puking in the sink. It was no dream.
Gary, Wyatt, breakfast.
And Wyatt's in his new underwear. Women's panties. In the kitchen, Wyatt has Lisa leave while Chet enters the kitchen. We do find out that no crime was committed last night. Lisa did not sleep with a 15-year-old.
Thank the gods in heaven.
Yeah, Wyatt passed out 10 minutes into Lisa's gymnastics routine. Alrighty. But she is willing to give it another go. Once again, I feel uncomfortable.
Yes, I also feel uncomfortable.
Enter Chet, and he's still a douche, stealing Wyatt's breakfast, and he likes Wyatt's panties.
It's a joke.
That's not a joke. That's a mental problem, man.
All right, Chet, what's it going to take?
Well, for starters, your VCR ought to do.
So VCR 1985, you're talking $1,000+, right? $1,000+.
Maybe.
Is
that how much they were?
Yes, they were
crap.
They were insanely expensive. I mean, that's why you would rent them in the late 80s and early 90s from the rental store.
True.
Most families couldn't afford them until China started pumping them out, and then everybody could afford them.
Right.
So the next day, we are at the mall. Wyatt and Gary are looking to buy some fragrances for Lisa, right? Yeah, their girlfriend. But they are losers. So are they getting them for their moms?
I really don't think so, Sue.
You guys have girlfriends?
One does not refer to a 24-year-old woman as a girlfriend.
Maybe a mistress?
Actually, a sex pot.
I kind of feel uncomfortable again.
I'm uncomfortable for a third time.
It's a funny bit with Gary spraying that perfume everywhere when the nozzle comes out.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
He just kind of tucks it away. That's a funny bit. Lisa's shopping for some undies. Do you have a bra to match? Something in leather or rubber? Maybe lace?
Give me a break, lady.
That's kind of a theme in Hughes movies, right? Putting old people into uncomfortable situations for comedic effect.
Yeah.
It worked. It made me laugh.
Yeah. When I watched it last night, Lauren's like, well, that's what you get for working somewhere like that. What do you expect? I said, yeah, but it's a 24-year-old woman asking if it'll turn on a 15-year-old boy. Oh, yeah, I suppose. That makes sense. Yes, it's rough. It's rough.
Back in the mall, Gary and Wyatt get doused with an icy, courtesy of Max.
You know, Gare, for once in my life, I don't feel like a total dick.
Splash.
And
everyone laughs. The whole mall. The whole mall laughs.
Isn't it just funny seeing Robert Downey Jr. as a troubled teen?
Yeah.
Like, he's not nearly as good looking as he is now.
No.
You know, he's got the old messed up teeth and all that, and he thinks he's cool, and he's not.
No. He really was a troubled teen at the time,
he
too.
Was, yeah.
So he's playing it very well. Max and Ian's secret handshake before dumping the slushie on Gary and Wyatt was improvised.
Nice.
That's kind of interesting. A rumor persisted for years after the movie that Downey and Russler, who played Max, defecated in LeBrock's trailer one day.
What?
Yeah. In an interview with Howard Stern, Downey admitted they did so, but in another female cast member's trailer, not LeBrock's. When Hughes found out that they did dump in somebody's trailer, he irately questioned everyone, and Downey denied doing it at the time. He probably didn't want to lose his job, I guess.
Probably not. Probably wouldn't be Iron Man eventually.
No. Do you think it was Hilly, or do you think it was Debs? Right? Deb and Hilly,
Yep,
right?
Deb and Hilly.
Do you think which cast member do you think they dumped in?
Probably Deb.
Probably Debs.
Probably Debs.
Poor Deb.
Poor Deb.
So Max and Ian's GFs want to ditch them. They really should. They're just like,
They should.
They suck. Why are we with them?
Yeah.
Ultimately, they forgive them, even though they really do suck.
Right.
Especially since they spot Lisa and ditch the girls immediely on the escalator and follow Lisa outside.
Yeah. Hey, my name is Ian, and this is Max. We call him Mad Max. So what are you doing?
Nothing. I'm waiting for my ride.
Yeah.
The ride from Gary and Wyatt in their Porsche. Jesus.
I just think that's funny, too. You were, looking at us on the escalator. Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, you were going down and I was going up, and now somehow you're right here. So this is weird.
That is very weird. I don't know what the Ferrari that they drive later on is, but I know that's a Porsche 944. It's a front engine Porsche, which is weird because all Porsches have engines in the trunk. It's kind of weird. 944. It's kind of weird. That's the only reason I knew it, because it's a weird thing, and my brain has some weird facts in it sometimes.
Nice.
Stunned by Gary and his Porsche, Ian and Max get told about the party at Wyatt's house. A party? That's news to Wyatt as well.
Yeah.
Back at home, and Wyatt is still being a tight ass. And if anyone needs a party, it is Wyatt.
Yeah.
They want popularity and friends, right?
Yep.
So she's giving it to them. but not in the house, he says.
Yeah.
No, well, that doesn't really work out. If you want to be a party animal, you have to go and play in the jungle. So relax and get ready for the party. I'm going to go get Gary. I can't wait to meet his parents at Gary's.
Do you go to Gary's school?
Where are you going? To a movie party. A movie party. So it's not a movie party. Lisa has whipped up a nasty little soiree at Gary's house.
Swore what?
I think that means party. You know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Just a couple hundred kids running around like animals. Gary's dad has zero intentions of letting Gary go to the party.
Yeah.
Gary's a good kid. He deserves to go. Have you ever wondered how sad it is that your son's only sexual outlet is tossing off to magazines in the bathroom? Oh, Gary, you told me you were combing your hair.
I never tossed off, Mom.
And the whole time he's doing the hand motions.
the hand motions. And they're screaming back and forth. The water's running all day.
Give me the phone and dial the police. So Lisa has to get out the big guns. Literally. Go ahead.
Make your day?
Yeah, and she does. It turns out it's only a squirt gun. If you don't cheer up, I'm going to blow your face off, is what Lisa says to Gary, right? Says it to Gary. Don't worry, everything's cool. Lisa fixed everything. Trust her. They don't remember anything, including who their son is.
Yeah.
Gary? Who's Gary?
Who's Gary?
Who's Gary? Setting up a nice running gag throughout the rest of the movie. Back at home, and the doorbell rings. It's everyone from school. Hi.
Hi!
Party! It's like literally everybody from
everybody.
and then some. It looked like 1,000+ people.
Yeah.
It really looked like a lot and lots of people. Let the party begin. And it is quite the party. Everyone is having a great time. The house is getting destroyed. Ian and Max make it to the party with the girlfriends. And the girls are worried about what Ian and Max will do if they spot Lisa. Well, they know what they're going to do because they already did it.
They already did it.
Gary and Wyatt, they're locked in the bathroom.
If you're going to float an air biscuit, let me know so I can hit the fan.
What?
You know, a fart. If you're going to squeeze cheese.
I'm going to start using squeeze cheese in
Squeeze
my
cheese.
common nomenclature.
Gotta. Air biscuit. Love it.
Love it. They always talk about going to parties, and now they have hundreds of kids at their party, and they're stuck in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Wyatt is sorry. He suffers from pain and discomfort due to occasional stomach upset.
Yeah.
Straight out of a Pepto-Bismol commercial.
Yeah.
Why did he say it like that? To make a Pepto-Bismol joke? They don't.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Yep, that's we know you're a listener, Pepto. So whenever you want to send us a check,
First sponsorship.
Yeah. Wyatt is the king of being uptight, just stuck in that bathroom. There are tons and tons of people out there.
Tons.
They don't even know who you people are.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even know whose house they're at.
Right.
Just get out there. Come on. Back at the party, and Max gets threatened with a bottle of booze getting shoved up his ass.
All right.
All right. Just give me the bottle. How about I shove that bottle up your ass?
Is that one of the guys from the bar?
I think so.
Just randomly at this party with 15-year-olds?
I think so. I think he's one of the dudes sitting at the table. He looked familiar. If he's not, he just looks like one of the other guys at the bar.
Right.
I think it is the same dude. Max and Ian, they spot Lisa. Max and Ian move in to try to get to Lisa because that's the only reason they're at the party.
Obviously.
Deb and Hilly, they head upstairs because they're like, oh, our boyfriends are trying to hit on a 24-year-old. I guess we'll go do our own thing.
We'll go check our faces.
They have a very odd interaction with Gary and Wyatt in that bathroom.
Yeah.
I get it. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be awkward. They're supposed to be like, meeting each other for the first time, having their own little private conversation, setting up the romance for the future. But it's just weird. Just get out of the bathroom.
Right.
Just get out of the bathroom.
Get out of there.
They want to use that smelly bathroom.
Yep.
I don't know why. When he's waving that book of matches around. I don't know if you want to go in there, girls. And Gary and Wyatt, they don't want to leave, so they go hide in the shower. All right. So they are trying to work up the strength to talk to Deb and Hilly, and there's the old comedy switcheroo.
Yep.
The hot girls leave and the ugly girls come in.
Yep.
Those poor girls.
Woof.
Woof. Buzz, your girlfriend. Deb and Hilly, they think Wyatt and Gary are weird, but cute.
But cute.
Even Lisa is trying to set them up with Wyatt and Gary. If you ever get the chance, shower with them. Why does everybody want to shower with everybody?
Yeah. And doesn't she say it's a total mind blow
It's
or
a-
something?
yeah,
like,
does she say-
mind something?
Mind? Did she say mind fuck? No.
No.
She says something like that. It's a
Something like
total
that.
mind bender.
Yeah.
That's, all right.
Like, okay, because
Standing
they
in
wear
the
their
sun.
clothes. That would bend my mind as well.
Why do you guys have your... This is bending my mind. Get out of your clothing.
I'm naked.
Smash cut to Grandma and Grandpa in a fancy restaurant. I bet nobody saw that coming.
No, not at all.
Change of scenery. Grandma and Grandpa decide they want to stop by and see Wyatt because there's nothing more important to Wyatt than his grandparents.
Yes.
That's a pretty funny joke from Grandma saying there's nothing
Yeah.
more important to a kid, to a teenager than his grandparents.
Yeah, right.
Couldn't be further from the truth.
It couldn't be
I
further.
mean, I had some cool grandparents. Well, Grandpa's died pretty early, but I had some cool grandmothers, but I'm never, as a 15-year-old, like, I'm going to go hang out with my grandma.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I love my grandmas, but R.I.P. grandmas and grandpas. Back in Wyatt's bedroom with Ian and Max, so they're total two-faced douchebags because now they want to be best friends with them, even though they hate them.
Right.
Total two-faced douchebags. They're sorry for the icy, and they want to borrow Lisa because she's an object that you can lend out to people.
Exactly.
Thank goodness this movie didn't get any more problematic because both Gary and Wyatt are like, I don't think we can do that, guys. We don't want to take advantage of her loyalties.
Yeah.
Their feelings for Lisa run very, very deep. But let's make a deal. Let us make a run at Lisa, and you guys can have Deb and Hilly. So, problematic.
Yeah. You can have them.
You can have our girlfriends.
Yep. We
All
don't
right.
need them anymore.
All right. And then Gary says, can we let you guys in on a little secret? Flash to Gary's parents. His dad still doesn't know who Gary is. It's a funny bit.
Yeah.
Gary? Who's this Gary?
Who's this Gary?
Who's this Gary you speak of?
Time for round 2 of creating life using a computer. Things don't go as planned this time. It's exactly the same as the first time, except they forgot the doll. Idiots.
So they get an intercontinental ballistic missile instead.
Yeah.
Yikes.
The scene was a major logistical nightmare. The shot was incredibly complicated to set up, leaving zero margin for error. According to Robert Russler, Hall farted right before cameras began to roll, causing the entire crew to break up laughing. Russler estimated a cost of roughly $100,000 for the misgiving. Ultimately, the shot was made by filming in reverse and altering the footage in post-production.
So I bet Hughes on set was like, God damn it! What am I going to do now? I guess we'll just keep the cut, run it in reverse, and edit the audio out.
Yeah.
You sons of bitches.
You sons of bitches. Something did look weird about that
Yeah,
scene.
you can tell it's in reverse, sort of like in
Yeah.
GoldenEye, where the water going out of the satellite dish is obviously filmed in reverse.
Right. Lisa figured out what was going on pretty quickly and is disappointed in the boys.
People should like you for who you are and not what you can give them.
Either way, it's a fun scene and does a great job at padding the runtime.
It does, right?
Definitely. Dude trapped in the TV. He looks terrified.
He looks terrified. I recognize that guy, and I could not for the life of me figure out who he was. I mean, a simple Google search probably would have solved it for me. But I'm like, man, I really recognize you. Who are you?
Spinning room chick.
That's funny.
Parents dancing in the picture.
Sure.
Blue kitchen, which I don't know if you ever watched Viva La Bam.
Yeah.
And he does the blue kitchen.
He does.
Is
So
that from this?
it's gotta be.
What else would give you that idea?
Gotta be.
So-
I mean, Viva La Bam, he is probably a few years older than me, so that
Yeah.
movie would have been right in his wheelhouse as a
For
10,
sure.
11, 12-year-old, I'm
and
sure.
Viva La Bam's like circa 04.
Yeah.
So, 20 years since the movie came
Yeah.
out. That's got to be what that's from. But that's
Definitely.
the first thing I thought of, like, oh, that's cool. Piano Girl, nudity, because got to amp up a little nudity. And it's an 80s teen movie.
That's exactly why you got to put some tits in there.
Yep.
So the piano girl, her name was Kim Malin, and she was also October 82's Playboy centerfold. Malin did her own stunts for the film, which required an elaborate setup. Malin was attached to a scaffold hoisted up into the chimney, where a large vacuum tore off her clothing. A crane then lifted her out of the chimney and dropped her in the backyard swimming pool. The article said swimming pool, but that looked like a lake to me.
It looked like a lake to me.
Maybe they disguised it to not make it look like a pool. I
Right.
don't know, but it looked like a lake to me.
Definitely didn't look like a pool.
Yeah, no, it did not look like a
I
pool.
thought it was part of the weird science that was going on
Yeah.
all over. But
Yeah.
But about that ICBM, Chet is definitely gonna notice that one. Wyatt's parents are going to shit egg rolls.
That's a great phrase. Another one that I need to use. Man, I'm shitting egg rolls over here.
Egg rolls.
Sounds painful.
Grandma and Grandpa arrive, and they are not going to approve of what's going on. Lisa has it under control. She stashes them in the pantry, in the blue kitchen. Are they all right?
They're fine. In fact, they're better than fine.
They're not aging. Lisa, if any of the other relatives show up, we'll be in the bathroom upstairs.
Back to the bathroom they go, even though there's a raucous party still going on.
Lisa thinks these guys need a push to gain the self-confidence they are missing. So she conjures up a mutant biker gang.
Okay.
And they really fuck up that house. There are motorcycles in my house. There are killer mutants in your house. Metal face guy looks really fucked up.
He really did. That's like almost scary with that metal face, half a metal face. That's
Definitely.
almost scary looking.
The head mutant enters the house. Wyatt and Gary hide in the closet.
But this is an excellent chance for you to prove your bravery and courage.
Those are outdated concepts, okay? And even though they are being chickens, they are forced out of hiding by metal face guy. Forcefully evicted through the wall. They're confronted by the ringleader.
So there's a huge Road Warrior connection to this movie, which is the Mad Max, the second film in the Mad Max series. It's called Mad Max Road Warrior, starring Mel Gibson. Actor Vernon Wells essentially reprises his role as Wes from Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior.
Nice.
Early in the film, Ian actually tells Lisa that people call Max Mad Max.
Nice.
So as Lord General, Wells dons nearly identical studded leather, mohawk, and see-through tank top and facial makeup as his character Wes did in Road Warrior. It was the first time that the Australian actor traveled to America, leading to his immediate casting in Commando the same year.
Nice.
Is this your party? How come some unpopular dicks like you... Oi, crikey! How come some unpopular dicks like you are having a party?
I don't know.
How would you like all your friends to know you wear a bra on your head? You two can't even take a shower with a beautiful woman without taking off your jeans.
Deb and Hilly are captured, and that is the last straw.
Last straw, motherfuckers.
Gary and Wyatt finally take action, and they are instantly killed.
They should have been.
They
But
should have been.
They
should have
weren't.
been. No, they weren't. No, actually, they confront the bikers and tell them off, using the F word in the process.
That F word, not the one that we can say.
Not the one we can say.
It's used a couple of times in this movie, too.
It is.
So I knew that word was used in 80s and 90s media, but man, it comes up a lot.
It
like
does.
that for being not a racial slur, for being a slur against a group of people. Man, it gets used a lot.
A little overused.
Oh, yes, I would say so.
Gary pulls a squirt gun revolver from before and holds it up to the ringleader. You can leave or you can stay and die. The choice is yours. They just leave.
Just like that.
You have a lovely home.
Terribly sorry. Call me. We'll have lunch.
Can we keep this between us? I really want to keep my teaching job.
That is one of the more memorable lines from my childhood with
For
this
sure.
movie is him walking, those three in general, them walking out of the house being like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. Forgive me, please.
Can you believe this? They're heroes.
I can't believe it.
This could get me a spot on the Phil Donahue.
And that will date a movie instantly right there, referencing the Donahue show. That's for sure.
Where did you get that gun? It's a squirt gun. Relax. Boom! It wasn't
not,
a squirt gun.
It was not a squirt gun.
It was not.
I love the bit with him waving the gun around and the whole crowd ducking as he.
Every time.
I love that bit in
Love
a
it.
movie. It's very funny to me every time.
And now that the party is over, Gary connects with Deb, and Wyatt connects with Hilly.
Mm-hmm.
They get the girls. It's a happy ending of sorts, but there's still 15 minutes of the movie left.
They could have ended it right there, couldn't they?
They could have ended it right there.
The next morning, Chet is home after having gone hunting for ducks. And the house is destroyed. Chet loses his shit.
What the hell? That little bastard. If my room's okay, I won't kill him, I promise. I'll just hurt him real bad.
There is a blizzard in Chet's room, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing Wyatt's going to get hurt real bad.
Probably.
With the gun in hand, he finds Gary first. Those hits to the head would have really hurt
Yeah.
and drawn a lot of blood.
Yes, they would have. Where's my brother? You die and she walks out of here with a severe limp.
That's a funny line. I will give Chet that. That's a funny line for Chet. Chet finds Gary in his sister's room and shoots the door open.
Yeah.
That reaction shot of Gary and Hilly, right? Hilly?
Yeah.
Getting up out of bed looks really legit. Like
yeah,
they look,
does.
that's a gunshot. That's very, 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 very loud. Gary tells Chet they need to find Lisa and offers his college money and Social Security to Chet to leave him alone.
All right.
They find Lisa in the blue kitchen. Chet is not buying Lisa's story.
She synced everyone to the same bullshit story.
This isn't bullshit. It is a Persian missile, Chet. Chet discovers Grandma and Grandpa, and Lisa takes control of the situation.
That's enough. Take the girls home in the Porsche and the Ferrari. I need to get to the bottom of this ASAP.
Oh, so do I.
But first, I'd like to butter your muffin.
Why do you have to be such a wanker?
Because I get off on it.
That's the most legitimate, genuine sentence from Chet the whole
movie.
He gets off on it. That is why he's a dude.
Yeah. Butter your muffin.
I want you not to tell anyone about what happened here and to treat Gary and Wyatt with respect. I can be a real serious bitch if I don't get what I want.
Hit me with your best shot.
Cut to Gary and Deb in the Ferrari, flying down the road and getting chased by the cops because car chase.
Car chase.
Gotta wedge a car chase in this movie?
Yeah, you
Sure.
know, if there's one thing missing to this point, it was a car chase.
Just wedge it in there. Some overreaching producer in the movie is like, you guys gotta get a car chase in there.
They're all funny.
They get away. Oh, okay. Yep, they get away. Not before one last check-in with his parents on the road.
You son of a bitch.
That was Gary.
Who's this Gary you speak of?
That's good. I wish they would have done like a post-credit scenes were not a big deal in the 80s. I wish they would have done a post-credit scene of Gary going home and his dad being like, who are you?
Who are you?
Hilly and Wyatt, they say their goodbyes. She's probably going to be grounded for a month after this one, and Wyatt loves her just immediately. I love you.
I love you.
As he gets doused by sprinklers. It's so cute.
Oh my God.
It's so cute. Gary says goodbye to Deb. He has a confession. He's really not this cool.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I want you to like me for who I am.
Whoever you are, I like it.
Oh. But Gary's got to go. They still need to deal with Chet. So back in the kitchen, and Chet is a stinky toad.
Yeah, is that what he's supposed to be?
I think so. I've seen it referenced in a lot of other things that he's poop, that he's a pile of shit.
That's what I kind of thought.
But he eats that fly with the stringy tongue, and he's got like the padded fingers like a toad would have. Yeah. So I think it's a toad, but if he's poop, if he's a toad, I wouldn't want to be either one.
He's a pode.
He's a pode. The puppet was supposed to be operated by Paxton himself while he was in the suit, but he became too claustrophobic to do so. So instead of one man operating the suit, Paxton got out and two diminutive actors, Kevin Thompson and Joe Geeb, were stuffed in to puppet the suit and operated in tandem. For whatever reason, Paxton never worked with Hughes again after this movie.
That's weird.
So he must not have liked his character as Chet or having to be in that thing. Or maybe he just didn't like Hughes very much. Who knows? Never worked with him again. Lisa and Chet strike a deal. She'll change him back if he's nice to Wyatt and Gary. But it's going to take a while for the effect to wear off. So he's like, hey, why didn't you change me back? And she's like, relax, it's going to wear off.
Right.
So you're fine. Gary and Wyatt are back home, and they have to break it off with Lisa. They enter the house as the cars disappear. In the house, they run across Chet. He apologizes and eats a fly. They break up with Lisa. It's kind of oddly sad. It's she's really helped them get out of their shells as teenagers, and she wanted to have sex with both of them, which is very problematic. Well, I guess she really only wanted to have sex with Wyatt.
I guess.
Never really made the moves on Gary.
Yeah.
So either way, problematic.
Yes.
It is for the best. It is all Lisa ever wanted for them to gain the confidence, to find girls and all that stuff, what they really wanted. So Lisa disappears in the mist from whence she came, and the house magically reassembles itself. Chet is back to normal as well, just in time for Mom and Dad to get home.
So what did you guys do this weekend? Your father had this crazy idea that you were going to have a party.
No, not us. No way.
Not here.
The next day at school, it's gym class, and there is a very special substitute. It's Lisa! Yay, Lisa! Drop and give me 20. And they all fall over. It's a funny bit, because she's a sex pot. They can't handle it.
And somehow the school allowed this.
Yep. Sexy Lisa wink and a freeze frame with science. Roll credits.
I really feel like it should have been called Cool Magic with Lisa.
I like that.
I mean,
yes.
It's way more magic than science that's going on here, that's for sure.
It's true. And once you realize, so yeah, you're right. They didn't need to do any of that Einstein stuff in the movie. They just needed to have Houdini in there. That's it, because that's where all the magic came from.
Right.
That's all. That's where all the magic came from.
Plus, initially, she was supposed to have the mind of a 5th grader. Total dipshit.
Total dipshit. Total dipshit.
Total dipshit.
Trav, did you like it?
I did like it.
You did like it.
I did like it. I mean, I love Anthony Michael Hall,
Yep.
like I said, minus the scene he was forced to do, with the racial.
Yes.
That was a little, alarming. I don't know.
Very.
It was this is ridiculous.
Yes.
When is it going to stop, please?
Could you, I feel like with the knowledge we have now as being people in 2024, the looks on those people of color's faces in that scene looked like, man, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Did it not?
It did.
It did.
It's like, this kid's getting paid more than me
Yes.
to put up with this shit.
To racially make fun of me.
Yeah.
The 80s, man. That's wild and problematic.
It was rough. But if you blow past that and you
Yep.
blow past the age difference between Lisa
Yes.
and them, and, the other creepy, troubled teen stuff that goes on, it's a pretty funny movie.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's simple. I
Yes.
like that John Hughes does simple movies.
Yes.
And makes you laugh. And it definitely feels like an old school movie.
Mhm.
So I like that. Lisa's a bombshell.
Obviously.
I'm not 15.
No.
So I like it.
Yes.
I like it. But yeah, I know you've seen it before, but what did you think of the movie?
It's been a long time since I've seen this movie. I mean, a good 10 plus years probably since I've sat down and watched this movie. I knew going into this that this is the catchphrase of the episode, that this movie was going to be problematic in sections.
Yeah.
But like you said, if you can move past those things and you can understand that this is a teen movie in the 80s meant for 15, 16, 17-year-olds, it's enjoyable.
Yep.
It's funny. It's crazy. It's fun to watch. Just the visuals on the scene are fun to in the movie are fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it really kind of transports you to these movies, especially these Hughes movies, are kind of like time capsules.
Yeah.
Really transports you, the viewer, back to what people's homes looked like in 1985, what people did in 1985, how people acted in 1985, the lingo that people used, the stereotypes that were used, good and bad, mostly bad.
He definitely dates his movies.
Yes,
like you were saying.
but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing
No.
for this movie. Some movies, they can be dated and not hold up. I think this movie does hold up, minus some scenes that we've already talked about. But I would definitely recommend this movie to anybody that is looking for a looking for a cheesy 80s romp that really exemplifies what a teen movie was like in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
This is a very good example of that. Of a raunchy teen comedy.
Yeah.
Where something like The Breakfast Club is like a poignant teen drama.
Yep.
And you can give all the credit to John Hughes for
Yeah.
these movies. He had his finger on the pulse of what it was like to be a teen in the 80s.
Yeah. And for how much I love Breakfast Club, and it's one of my all-time favorites, I've never seen Anthony Michael Hall in anything else.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
So
He's
that
got
was
some good
cool to
roles.
see. And, by the end of the movie, even Lauren was saying, he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a nerd and whatever, but, the way they actually do his hair up a little better when he's winning Deb over at the end, he looks pretty good.
He really matured physically in
Yeah.
the span of like a year and a half compared to how he looks even in The Breakfast Club.
Definitely. Yeah,
So-
it's weird that those bangers came out in the same year.
Right.
One question for this movie, in the scene where they come back drunk and Chet is there in their face threatening them, saying he can't puke, what the hell is Chet doing at the end of that conversation when he looks like he's working up this giant burp? Is that what he's doing?
I
Is
think
he
he's-
working up a burp?
I think he's gagging and stuff, trying to make Gary barf.
Okay.
I think that's what he's
Because
doing.
he threatened him, said if he barfs, you're dead. So
Right.
he's trying to make him barf.
I think so.
Okay. It almost works as the viewer. I'm like, what
Yes.
the hell am I watching
It-
right now?
Goes on for like it's like a 10-second extended
way
like
too long.
gagging burp thing. It's very weird.
Way too long.
It's very, very weird. So, yes, I've described this movie in many ways to many people, but the first thing I say to anybody before I recommend this movie is it is problematic.
It is problematic.
Still good.
Trouble teens.
Trouble teens, racist, sexist, all types of stuff, but don't fault the movie for it. It's
Yeah.
a product of its time.
Right.
It's a product of its time. Trav, let's get on over to that homework assignment.
Let's do it.
And of course, it is the summer of DBZ.
Yep.
So we're getting right back into it. We're season 1, episodes 25 through 30. The original Japanese run of these episodes was from September 13th, 1989 to October 25th, 1989. And the North American release was January 10th, 1997. So let's run through these episode names real quick. Episode 25, Sacrifice. Episode 26, Nappa's Rampage.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good one. Episode 27, Nimbus Speed. Hey, the Nimbus
Hey.
is back. I love that. Episode 28, Goku's Arrival. Episode 29, Lesson Number 1. And episode 30, Goku versus Vegeta.
If that doesn't get you pumped up, I don't know what will.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. Just saying the name of that episode, Goku
Yeah.
versus Vegeta. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. I can't wait to do some more DBZ, man. I can't wait to do
Definitely.
some more DBZ. Trav, hit me with that outro.
All right, emails for today. First one is from Built for Tough. Wants to know, I'm pretty sure we've done this one, but I honestly can't remember your answer. So he wants to know the first car we owned / drove.
Ooh, I have talked about this.
Okay.
And okay. The first car that I owned, the first car I drove was a Pontiac Transport van from 1994.
Okay.
But the first car I owned was a 1982 Toyota Corolla SR5.
Nice.
So it had like the 1.8 four-cylinder engine in it,
Sure.
instead of like the 1.2. It was a complete shit bucket. It only got AM radio. Because I don't know why, but it only got AM radio.
Yeah.
There was an FM dial. It did not work. And if you turned the wheel all the way over, it would honk or the radio would cut out. So if you had to make
That's
like a
amazing.
sharp turn, yeah, it had a carb.
It looks like you're pissed at everybody on the road.
And the radio would be going kind of like, oh god, this thing sucks. But it was, I couldn't complain. It was like $1,100 in like 2002. So
Yeah.
I couldn't complain.
That's
That
hilarious.
thing was a shit bucket. There's a picture of it. Picture of me standing next to it the day I bought it in jean shorts.
Nice.
Yes. Pretty sure it's either Vans or Airwalks, if I remember right. Jean shorts, Vans, or Airwalks, and and a tour shirt from Poison's 2002 tour that came to Mankato.
Okay, that's badass.
I have a bowl cut in it, so
Giving me strong Billy Madison vibes with that.
definitely. So I need to find that picture. I'm sure my mother probably has it squirreled away somewhere.
That's gotta go on social
Gotta
media.
go on social media. And my friends and I, when we had our cars, we would come up with personas for ourselves while we were driving them.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily remember anybody else's, but I remember mine. Mine was the urban cowboy,
All right.
and I would wear a straw cowboy hat whenever I drove that Corolla.
Nice.
So there you go.
I love it.
18 and really stupid.
I love it.
18 and really stupid. How about you? What was yours?
Mine was a Dodge Spirit.
Nice.
I don't remember how old it was, but it was old. It didn't have a CD player or
No,
anything.
no.
I know that for
No
sure.
CD players.
But I loved it. I
Yeah.
called it a grandma car because
Yeah.
it is.
It is.
But I love that Dodge
That's
Spirit.
That's the same thing that was it was the same as the Chrysler Dynasty, right? It was like it was a 2-door?
It was a 4-door.
It was a 4-door. Was it
4-door?
Was it maroon?
It was maroon.
Yes!
What the hell? How did you know? That's just grandma car. You
Just-
think maroon?
I can picture it in my mind what it is. Did it have like a red interior?
Yep.
Maroon, red interior.
Yep.
I'm guessing the ceiling was coming down in it probably.
A little bit.
little bit. I can picture that car in my mind, man.
God
I
damn,
can
it's like
picture
you
that
drove with me on that thing. Dodge Spirit.
Love it.
Next email's from Pepsi or Coke. Wants to know, what was our favorite thing on the playground as a kid? Like swings, monkey bars, merry-go-round, something else?
I mean, we always were on the playground a lot, like the big playground jungle gym set that was at my elementary school. There was that set, and then there was the swings and the monkey bars and stuff. And so I would say mostly on the playground set that was there, which, had the climbing stuff. It had a spider web thing that you could climb up to get to the top. And I'm sure I've told the story. One time I fell off the very top of it and got the wind knocked out of me. And I was like, somebody get me help. And then the teacher came and was like, just relax, kid. Take a breath, will you?
Take a breath.
And then, so there was also this like wooden house that was just like, it was kind of like railroad ties that were made into a house. I bet you it was like 8 feet by 8 feet wide, like a perfect square, 8 feet by 8 feet. It probably wasn't more than 10 feet tall, and you'd climb all over. You could go inside it. It was more meant for like the younger kids and stuff,
Sure.
but we would get on top of it and stuff. And then for some reason, the boys would get on the jungle gym. The girls would get on the house. This was like in my 4th or 5th grade year, and I have a very strong memory of it. We would start screaming, "Great taste," and the girls would scream, "Less filling," like the beer commercial.
What?
How weird is that?
That's
Isn't
so
that the
weird.
weirdest thing ever?
That's so weird.
I'm pretty sure that's a Miller Lite beer commercial.
Yeah.
Great taste, less filling. I don't know, man. That's a memory of
That's
mine.
how prominent beer commercials were in the 90s.
I don't know. Kids and their parents and their beer drinking, I guess.
That is crazy. That's
know,
hilarious.
man.
I mean, I loved everything about the playground as
Yeah,
a kid,
what's
but,
not to love?
but swings,
Yeah.
for sure. We had one that was like this big wooden construction, like you said, wood bridge, monkey bars, all that, and there was 2 swings attached to that. You could get, yay high with that one. But then there was this big-ass silver one that had like 8 swings. That thing was a beast. You get enough of you going at the same time and the whole contraption is moving.
Yeah.
And then, you're trying to jump off and do 360s
Yeah.
into the wood chips. And
The reverse off of it, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Hurting yourself.
Hurting yourself, seeing how high you can get your head above the bar.
Now I feel like I'd just break my leg or something if I tried that.
I mean, I have a couple of kids, and one of them is 7, and she likes to go on the swings when we go to parks, and she's always like, "Get on the swing, Dad," and we'll get going, and then I'll start really getting going, and I'm just like, I can't do this.
I can't do this
I
anymore.
can't do this. I'm too worried about throwing up or getting hurt.
Right.
So I can't do
PTSD from my childhood
I
or
can't
something.
do this.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I bet you that swing set was probably there since like 1954, too, huh? Oh, man.
Next email here is from Too Cool for School. Wants to know, if we could star in any movie together that we've covered, what would it be?
The two of us?
The two of
together.
us. You and I.
Dumb and Dumber.
Obviously. Obviously. That would be the funnest one.
I feel like you're more of a Lloyd Christmas and I'm more of a Harry Dunn.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I wish I had the hair that Harry Dunn has, but I don't.
I mean, I don't wish I had the bowl cut that Jim Carrey, that Lloyd has, but that would for sure be the most fun movie
I
to
think
do.
so.
I thought, Top Gun's
Yeah.
amazing, but would that be as fun to act in? Probably not. It's
No.
not like we're actually in those planes.
Right.
It doesn't feel as awesome for us. I think just bullshitting and making each other laugh in a remake of Dumb and Dumber would be awesome.
Well, instead of Top Gun, then we do Hot Shots.
Hot Shots.
You could be Topper
Yeah.
Harley.
Yeah.
I'll be Washout.
yeah.
Walleye Vision.
Walleye Vision. That would work. That would work. My last one here is a question for Drew. What were you better at as a kid, darts or pool? And do you still play ever?
I had a pool table at my old house. It stayed when we moved because I'm not moving a
That's
pool
what
table.
happens.
Yeah, that's what happens. I would say that I'm probably better at pool because I play it more often. I don't play either very often.
Sure.
But I would say I'm better at pool. I probably played pool more as a kid. I had a friend that had a cool, he had a foosball table, air hockey table, and a dartboard in his basement.
Nice.
So we played a lot of air hockey and foosball, and we played darts too. But we would just play like 301 or cricket, stuff like that. But I think pool, I would say I'm better at pool than I am at
For
darts.
sure. I think I like playing pool more,
Yeah.
but I'm better at darts.
Yeah.
I'm a natural. I don't know.
Natural.
Both my parents used to throw. My mom still did forever, and she owned a dartboard. And I spent way too much of my childhood at bars. So I did plenty of pool and darts. But I remember she was at some tournament, like Summerfest for darts, where it's just a bunch of drunks get and throw darts where there's like 40 dart boards, and I threw and all the adults were like, holy shit, can we have him on the team? And it's like, no, he's not old enough.
Not old enough.
And he's not drunk enough, so he's going to smoke everybody. But yeah, I love darts. But yeah, that wraps up emails. So thank you for the emails. Thank you for listening. Please email us at podcast@Overdue Homework. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Overdue Homework Podcast. And make sure you tune in to the next exciting episode of the Overdue Homework Podcast.